question and answer Zoom meeting. We're glad that you are here. We're glad that you're coming to Reverbia this year, and we're also very grateful if you're a veteran and returning. Welcome back. You're a treasured part of our community, or we wouldn't have welcomed you back. If you're new, thank you for picking our camp, and also mutually we're glad that you're coming to Reverbia, and I hope that it's a good fit for you and for our community as well. Um,
Who are you? And introduce
we
yourself.
we in just a brief introduction, if how many are new here to Reverbia? Is there a lot of you that are new? Yes. Okay, good. How many have not been to the burn? Is there any virgins here today? A few? Okay, good. Because we had a big meeting last week for new Reverbians and Virgins. Um, Nanny, okay. So brief history. We did a history last week. I'm gonna go really quick. Reverbia started in 2010, and we were just a very small camp when we first began. We were actually a segment of a village that had happened and called Camp I Am. And then that camp kind of went just dismantled. Everyone kind of went their own ways. And then there was this container of infrastructure left. And a gentleman that you might meet at our camp this year, Cliff, he'd been with that camp for years and another camp and another camp. And that kind of the infrastructure kept getting passed on, but he was always the guy that was kind of leading it and passing it on. So he asked me if I would lead the camp when the new camp or whatever we were going to do. And I said, I'll do it if we become a live music camp. And then that's how Reverbia started. We became I don't know if we're the first official all live music camp, but I think we might be. Um, we started billing ourselves right away as all live music and kind of being the counter to because the EDM subculture was growing so quickly at Burning Man and kind of almost the dominant culture uh, that we just decided to be this like oasis of live music. And I was a music agent for 15 years, so I was able to bring my clients and to bring other people that I knew on the festival circuit. And we always had really good music, and we still do. We still have Reverbia music is I usually try to make sure that it's all festival caliber, at least what we put on our main stages, festival veterans and experienced. So you will always you're always going to see something I hope that you really like on our stages. Um, so that's where Reverbia began. Our Canadian link happened the second year. There was a camp that didn't get placed, and I was traveling and spending time in Vancouver every summer, and I met a gentleman named Buckman Coe, and I wanted him to come camp with us, but he said I have to camp with my guys, and I said, well, invite them too. And when their camp didn't get placed, they came and they camped with us, and that's how why today many of you are Canadian and probably involved in our camp. It was from the 64 Arcs group, and then they were really involved in burning the forest, and then that kind of satellited to more Canadians, and now generally our camp is usually about 50% Canadians. So the Canadian, and my wife is Canadian, and I met her through that link, kind of the Canadian link. It came through. She was a ride share one summer, uh, and so that's our connection there. And we've also just become more of an international camp. More and more internationals come to our camp. And one of the reasons why is we're very open to new people. We've always been that way. I like new energy. Some camps aren't like that. Some camps want a very tight, they've been there for years, we'll let you in or not. They keep it a real clicky group. We've never been like that. I love the fact that we have new faces and new energy. And I think all of our leadership enjoys that aspect of just the 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 people that you can meet from around the world and from here in the States too. So we're glad to have so many of you, and we're a big camp, so we always are going to have a lot of people coming through. We have a lot of programming, so we need a lot of people to run our programming and our gift of live music. We will do probably around 136 hours of live music programming this next in 2 weeks. It's a lot. And so everyone here is intricate in that gift. And I think that you're going to find that we try to be our leadership is very mentoring. We are all volunteers. Every one of you is going to be volunteering. That's the Burning Man way, participation. There are no spectators, they say. We're all participating together in this amazing cultural experiment. And at our camp, it's no exception. We are all volunteering and participating. And so we've asked everyone to do a minimum of 12 hours. That's how we kind of gauge it, 12 points, which is almost equal to an hour. Sometimes some of the shifts are more weighted because they're more difficult to get people to want to do those shifts. So you could you can pound out like dishes one night and get some more points and say, I'm just going to get more points and do this job and blah, blah, blah. So with that, we're going to go ahead and open up, I guess, the question and answer because Wendy, I just lost my train of thought.
Our kitchen lead, kitchen empire person. And she needs to go to a gig today, so she has to leave early. So
Okay.
She has to leave in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
So I just wanted to, if anyone has any kitchen related questions right away, then we can start those. And then after Annie leaves, we can sort of jumble together the answers ourselves without her. Is Annie here? There she is.
Okay,
yes, I'm here.
Oh, you sound broken up.
I'm here. Let me see if I can get any better reception.
Okay.
I'll just try.
Just real quick, this is the second year that Annie and Russell have they're going to lead our kitchen. Last year was their first year, so they're fairly new to the burn. But they
in
have
their hearts, they've been burning their whole lives.
Yeah, they have returned this year. And one of the great things that we got, if you've been a veteran and been with our camp for years, one of the great things that you'll find is our meal service has been on time every night. So you can plot and plan your evening based around that because before that was one of the challenges that we had at our camp was meal service on time, especially for dinner. So that's something that you can look forward to.
That's in the
past. Yeah, that's the past. We got the present now. All right. So if you have questions for the kitchen,
people put up their hand.
if you do, if you have questions for the kitchen, yeah, if you want to, well, a lot of people aren't even visual, so you can ask questions in the
you can write in the chat.
You can write in the chat,
or you can put up your little hand. Here's Audrey. Okay, she raised her hand.
Yes.
So, go ahead, Audrey.
Can you guys hear me okay? Because sometimes it's a little sketchy. Okay, great. This question is for Angie. So in addition to participating in Reverbia, I'm bringing a cheese shop to the playa this year. And so I'm wondering if there's any downtime in the kitchen where I would be able to cut and wrap cheese to be able to gift to people.
Oh, Annie. You mean Annie, not Angie.
Yeah, to Annie.
Yeah. We can figure out a time to make that happen, yes.
Okay.
So why don't you, if someone, I don't have great reception right now, if someone can share my phone number with her and we can chat about it, say Tuesday, I'll be free.
Jason.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Annie.
Okay, perfect. Oh, absolutely, you're welcome.
Okay, so Audrey needs Annie's phone number.
Okay,
Okay.
Anybody else have a question for the kitchen right now?
Oh, while we're waiting for questions, Annie, tell us the theme nights.
So our theme nights, we start off with Italian on Monday, Tuesday is Hawaiian. What? Or Sunday, excuse me. Sunday is Italian. Monday is Hawaiian. It's also Moo Monday for us, so wear your Hawaiian garb. And then Wednesday or Tuesday is, I believe, Indian. Wednesday's Americana, and it's also our birthday and anniversary night, so we'll be celebrating those things after dinner with ice cream and all sorts of great stuff. And then Thursday is Thanksgiving, so traditional Thanksgiving menu. Friday is Middle Eastern, and I forget what Saturday is. It's a surprise.
Oh,
actually, I think it's Mexican.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yes. Yeah, so Sunday night is Chef's Choice.
Wear your like related outfits to those nights if you want, but especially on Monday.
Wendy's really into Moo Monday.
I'm trying to like make Moo Monday thing.
She really wants these
Moo-Moo's the best, you guys.
happen.
You can get
Absolutely.
one. They're $5 in a thrift shop because who wears Moo-Moos?
Maybe $1.
We do. That's who.
Maybe
I know. I paid like 12 for
I
mine.
think they're
when
free
they
at gift shops
go
now.
to the same
Just
place.
give them away.
Yeah.
You come in fact, if you come into a
So,
thrift shop, they'll give you a $5 gift certificate to take a moo.
Because they're the best.
right.
They're the
All
best.
right.
So
Is there more
I
questions?
do want to thank, yeah, I
Go
do
ahead,
want to
Annie.
thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for all of their special diet requests. They've been noted. A few of you we've called back to clarify. So if you haven't returned our message, please do. And I also want to say that please try as best as possible to adhere to what you chose. So if you chose an omnivore diet, please leave the vegan, vegetarian food for the vegetarians and vice versa. At the end of the meal, if there's extras left over, we welcome you to come take it off our hands. But if we can try and stick with what we selected, that would be super helpful. Last year, our biggest problem in the kitchen was the vegan food got eaten before the vegans even got to the table. And so we want to really try and prevent that as much as possible.
Thank you.
I mean, could
Absolutely.
have just all been chosen vegan and then everyone would have been happy. Just saying.
Well, I'm just saying people are going to miss their bacon.
All right. So, all right. Is there any questions for kitchen, or can we can move on.
Keep going. Anyone else? I don't see anything in the chat.
In the chat, quick kitchen questions. All right.
Oh, Jason, that's perfect moo.
We do
It's my
we
favorite.
do have what time are the meals each day, Annie? When does breakfast start? Breakfast
Breakfast
quite kind of
starts,
transition into brunch.
yeah, breakfast. We start putting cold stuff out around 7 with full cold and regular breakfast 8. And we start morphing into lunch, which technically starts about 11. So those two morph together. And then dinner each night is at 7, except for our special nights, which is man burn and temple burn. So we go to 6 o'clock on man burn and 5 o'clock on temple burn.
Okay.
And we'll have all of that. You'll be notified all of that on our little announcement board outside the kitchen.
Perfect. Okay, one of the things that we want to discuss today that we'll probably have a few question and answers on is when you arrive. And if you've come to Reverbia before, you know that you don't go to this year we're going to be at 9 o'clock in Esplanade. And they've given us a really interesting layout this year that I want to show you. Randy, can you post it, that layout that you have?
Yes.
We hubbed with two camps this year. The Lost Penguins and the post office wanted to hub with us, so we did. And in the end, we have they tried to make it a different layout for us. Well, it's really different. We have a very unique layout.
Where's Ed?
We used to be just a rectangle kind of in the middle. One of the things that Reverbia chooses not to be is usually on one of the side streets, like you see 9 o'clock and you see 8:30. We usually like to be in the center because when you're doing acoustic music and live music, a lot of the streets drop a lot of dust from cars, and a lot of art cars will go by, and sometimes they're blasting their music. So it just works for us to be in the center. So you can see they did give us the center with our shade stage, the horizon stage.
That's the pink blob.
Yeah, that's the horizon pavilion and the horizon stage, or also some people will call it the shade stage. And it is that's mostly our day vibes there. And then at night, you can see kind of next to it is to the left is the main stage, and then in the corner is the Radiance Dome. And those are all three venues that we do music out of. The Radiance Dome will go, the main stage will start around 7 at night usually. This year we have a few, unless we have a sunset show. And this year we do have a sunset show. We have the Playa Pops are going to be playing on Wednesday. They're doing a classical concert. That's going to be awesome. And I love that because we call it classical music at sunset. And then we want you to bring a blanket or a chair and wine and cheese, something that you want to bring and appetize on. That's kind of the vibes we go for, and it's really fun. A lot of our camp will be there in the front, sitting down in our chairs already, and we just get this great performance. So that's the main stage. So when the main stage ends at night, we have large acts at night, and then when that's done, the Radiance Dome will host a show there. They do more like cosmic journeying type music, and then we also have on A Street we have our tea house. Can you show us our tea house there, Randy?
He's doing it.
Okay, yeah. So there's the Embassy Tea House, and that venue there is also when you arrive to Burning Man, that is where you will go. Can you blow this back out so they can see so they can see coming into the actual camp? You will come up, you will not go to Esplanade, you will go to A Street, and then you will hang a right turn. You maybe can, I think the easiest route is going to be coming up 8:30 because that'll be closest to where you enter in from ticketing. So you'll come up 8:30 and then you'll do a left turn on A Street, which will be named after something that starts with A. I'm not sure. They have the name, but I don't know what it is. And then you'll come to the embassy there, and that's where the kiosk will be. You'll park on the side there, and then you'll meet Carrie. And Carrie is our placement lead this year. So if you would like to ask questions about arrival, about camping, where you might be placed at, etc., that'd be a good time to ask these kind of
Here's a
questions.
question. How soon will we know where the RV spots will be assigned? You will not know until you arrive.
Yeah, I think we had this question last week as well. This map, which is fantastic and very useful, may also change roughly 437 times before you all arrive. So essentially, I'm planning, I'm going to be getting to the playa actually the Tuesday before because I'm also helping out with build. But I will be making copies probably Monday night of whatever the latest iteration is and hoping that that's pretty close. But all that to say that when you arrive, that's when we'll be able to let you know where you're placed. There is just so many moving pieces. Literally, I know we had, I think an RV drop out yesterday. So stuff is still changing. It's still very, very fluid and malleable.
And
so,
it doesn't
yes.
even help you to know where you're going to be placed, because if we tell you you're like 20 feet from the 2/3 from the general, like you don't know what that means until you get there, unless you have a copy of this layout, which you won't have. So
Harry, one of the things they can do if they have friends that are like, if you're in an RV or you're camping in a car or a tent that's outside these shade structures, you can email us and let us know. Unless I've gone through the layout. I kind of do the layout mostly, and I've kind of looked through and seen who people who knew each other, who are coming with each other. I've tried to make that pretty accurate. So hopefully I'll have everyone near your friends. Hopefully.
a lot of
So if there's
effort and thought goes into where you
if
place
you're just now coming into camp recently, then maybe you want to just make sure you can contact us and let us know that I really want to be camped next to these people. If it's in the shade structures, we can't reserve inside the shade structures. So that's just going to be first come, first serve. You're going to have to plot that with your friends. You can't reserve a spot in there because we have to Tetris that, right, Carrie?
Exactly. So, yeah, and there's a good question that just came in as well that sort of correlates with all of this. The idea for placement and for greeters, and I actually noticed that a couple of my greeters are on this call. So hi guys, I'll talk to you next Tuesday. But the biggest thing that what we're trying to do is make the most positive experience for all of the campers. So what that means is, again, we're going to try to talk you through what some of the different vibes are. If you're tent camping, like where, if you want a more quiet experience, not that there's quiet on the playa, but a more quiet experience, we can guide you one way. If you want more of like a social experience, we can guide you a different way. But ultimately, what we're trying to do is make as many people happy as possible, which, as we all know, is an impossible task. So to that end, what we ask is that you just work with us, have some patience with us, understand that you may think that you're set up in a perfectly great spot, and then we come over and say, hey, we actually need you to move a foot. And it's like, okay, really, what's a foot difference make? Well, it might mean that one other tent can get under a shade structure. So it really is a lot of like fine tuning and jiggling and, trying to just sort of grease things so that, again, as many people can be happy as possible. So all that said, our normal placement hours are 8 a.m. to midnight on Sunday and Monday. We got a question in the chat that was asking about arriving on the burner bus on Saturday. And this is a place where an exception is made. What we will say is that if you are arriving in your own vehicle, please do not come to the camp outside of placement hours. So if you arrive at 2 in the morning, please find a place somewhere, not on A Street, somewhere else in the rest of the city, to spend a couple of hours, you know, get some rest, and then be able to show up when we're ready to greet you at 8 a.m. The exception to this is the burner buses. We realize that you don't have any control over that. So what we would say is, if you are arriving on a burner bus outside of the regular greeting hours, please come to the embassy tea house, set up a tent for the night, and then as soon as we get there in the morning, as soon as my team arrives, we will get you officially set up and placed. But that, again, that is the only exception. If you are arriving and are just showing up and it's 2 in the morning, I've never led placement before, but I have worked placement before, and I have pulled tents up out of the ground, and I will do it again, and I don't want to, so please don't.
Carrie,
And then there's another question about as many as possible under shade. Yeah, it's, you know, it is definitely, anytime that you're tent camping, it's going to be a first come, first serve situation. We will do our best to get as many people under the shade, and we'll even ask you questions like, do you prefer morning shade or afternoon shade? And we'll try to situate you that way. But we can't guarantee anything for anyone, I guess.
Yeah, we've always had.
But the
barely.
But the burner bus is an exception to that a little bit.
Yeah.
The bus is going to come in on Friday this year. And so we could have arrivals on Friday and Saturday. If you're coming in on the burner bus, they have shuttles that will pick you up where the bus drops you off, and they'll take you throughout the city. What you want to ask for is as close to 8:30 and 8 as possible. I don't know where they'll drop, but whatever the closest point to that is, then when you get the count, start asking for Carrie. Just hunt Carrie
Yeah,
up
again,
on Fridays and Saturdays.
Exactly. I like I said, I'll be there starting on Tuesday, so I will be around. I'm not, you know, I will be there. So
Well,
yeah,
no.
if you are arriving in the burner bus on Friday or Saturday, just ask somebody for me, and I will come and get you situated.
One of the reasons why we chose to close between midnight and 8 a.m. is I actually did junkyard. They used to call it junkyard dog position because it was the worst position to have in the camp, being the placement lead. Because people come in late at night, they're tired, they just plop down, you don't see them, and suddenly they're all tacked in and everything's in, and they happen to be in another person's RV spot that we can't put it in another place possibly. And they don't want to move, they've already set up. It gets where it is a challenge. So we have prevented that by having people just arrive when we have placement, because if placement can greet you, they can place you properly, and usually they can give you a couple options. Generally, tenters, you can get 2 or 3 options. You can look a little bit if there's still space. We can try to find a spot that works for you. If you like it quieter, we have a place called the Whispering. What do we call that? The Whispering Dust. And sometimes where the road burn is, that's a little quieter over there. So, and we try to match people with the right energy, because if it's a quiet tent, we don't want people in there, you know, loud and partying and etc. In fact, in all of our camping areas, we ask people to go to public spaces to do that, because we have programming that goes until 5 in the morning. So we have people often trying to sleep in the camping areas throughout the day. So we have a really quiet camping area, I would say. It's really conducive for resting, etc. And at night, we really want it quiet in those structures.
Okay.
So we just,
Yeah, these are the shade structures.
yeah, the shade
If
structure.
somebody wants to
So it's
describe
hard
what they
to
are.
have cars come in and park, because people always leave their cars and then we can't move them. They're in the way. It becomes a traffic gridlock. So that's why we ask you to come in early. And we also ask when you come in, right, Carrie, not to just walk away from your car.
Right. Right. Yeah, just to quickly go through what will happen when you arrive. Basically, we will greet you. We'll sort of see how you're doing, make sure, you know, you're well hydrated and you're in the best condition that you can be. If you've just had a really miserable entry, like take a chill. There's no rush. We'll get you settled. You know, we're happy to shuttle you some water or whatever it takes to make you feel good. But then basically what we'll do is sort of talk you through the different options that we may have for you in terms of where we can place you. Then we will, once you've selected a place, we
Unless
will
you're already
have you set up your structure. So if it's a yurt, we've have you start building that. If it is, if you're in a tent and you're under one of the shade structures, we'll have you settle that. The one thing that we would say is do not lock yourself in until we have approved it. Again, this may be something where you're like, oh, I'm close enough to the next tent. And really we're like, no, we need you to move a little bit. So get yourself set up, but don't hammer in any spikes or anything. Then come back to the Embassy Tea House. One of our placers will go with you, say, yep, you're good to go. You can go ahead and lock it down. Then you'll be able to come back to the tea house and you will be able to pick up your fobs, which I'm sure somebody's going to discuss later in this call. But the fob is essentially what you're going to need to be able to get your food, take a shower, sign in for your volunteer hours. So it's a pretty important thing. And also, if you have a vehicle, at that point, we'll be able to guide you to where you will be able to park for the entirety of the burn. So to Doug's point, yeah, you are not, we won't give you the fob until you are fully settled and checked in and your car is in the correct place and your tent is in the correct place. And you're going to need those fobs because otherwise you're not going to be able to access, you know, any of the services. So yeah, just make sure that you're checking with us before you start wandering off onto the playa, and we'll get you settled as quickly as we possibly can.
Yep. And one last little thing, if you haven't signed up for all your volunteer shifts, you will not get your fob either. So like the closing's on the 17th. So make sure you guys are all signed up. If not, we can sign up on Playa. We'll get you sorted, but just let you know. There's one little thing to add on to Carrie from me.
There's a question about the maximum height for tents under the shade. So the Rogue Arch, Whispering Does, Zook Arch, those are arches, as you see on the map here. And those, the maximum height is probably about 6 feet because they wobble in the wind. And if it's any higher than that, it's going to crush your tent and break your tent and probably possibly break
These Quonsets are great because wait, hold on. The Quonsets are great because they give a little bit. So there's a little bit of flexibility in them. So if you have a tall tent, in that flexibility, it could collapse your tent if it's too high.
In the middle of the structure at the highest point because that's the walkway. So they have to be. But there is another place called the Reverbia Miniums over here on the left, upper left side here. There you go. Thanks, Randy. And that is, that doesn't have sides. That just has overhead shade. It's all conduit overhead.
And that won't crush your tent under there.
Won't crush your tent, and that we could possibly fit a little bit higher tents in there. That is also first come, first serve space. So,
and there's a reason why we have tent space size. You can only have a 64 square foot or less in the arches and the Quonsets, excuse me, because we're trying to fit as many people in there as possible. If you have one big tent in there, we can only get 5 or 6 tents in there. How many do we usually get in there, Carrie? How many tents? Like 12?
Gosh, a lot.
no, like 10,
12,
20.
12 to 15 maybe.
No, because there's more than 5 on each side.
Yeah.
Like 10 or no, well, 7.
I want to say maybe like 8 on each side. So like 16. And then we also can get pretty creative with being able to be sort of in partial shade. So we'll get as creative as we possibly can. But again, that's why we're just hoping that you will work with us to make it as easy as possible for everybody.
Yeah, that's great. Let's, is there any questions about arrival?
Angie has a
My question is about shade for somebody that couldn't be here today. They're asking if they have a standalone structure that doesn't fit and they have to provide their own shade, how much room are they allowed?
Well, on their registration, they should have told us exactly the footprint that they are going to be taking up. And
Okay.
so we charge them according. So if they said, I'm in a 7x5 tent, but I'm bringing my own shade, which is a 10x10, which I don't know why they would. How big is their tent?
I don't know, it's Phil and Brooke and they're using a
Brooks here.
yurt.
Brooks
Oh,
here.
Brooke here? Oh, Brooke's here. Okay, sorry.
Tell me your setup.
Never mind.
Yeah, I just was like, I didn't know if asking an individual question was appropriate here. But yeah, I think we said we have a hexa yurt and we just wanted to maybe have like a little shade outside for privacy or just outdoor shade. And I just wasn't sure what plot we were like officially assigned to. And we were just kind of trying to get a general like square foot.
Okay, so we need to know your total square footage that you're taking up. That includes your tent and your shade structure if you have one. If it's too much for 2 people, we might
Have you share?
ixnay it or share that communal shade area. But if we have enough space, then so you have to let us know. You can email us, let us know how big your shade is going to extend out from your actual.
Yeah, we hadn't bought anything, so that's part of why we were trying to figure out what our limits were.
Okay, so your hexa yurt, is it like a standard yurt size?
Yeah, it's the same size as a shift pod.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you can probably set up a shade structure outside that, but be prepared to share that
Okay.
with someone else. Like not their tent won't be under it, but
Yeah,
maybe it'll be
Like
next
a
to
little
it.
pop-up could probably work.
Yeah,
That's
could
about
either-
it.
Yeah, or even just like a couple stakes and a
Yeah, that's fine.
Like,
fine. Okay, yeah, and then Doug, I know like Phil has been talking with Megan and whatnot on the side about if we can be useful coming early and stuff, so we may send you a text message after this as well. just
Yeah,
to confirm.
Yeah, I've seen the name circulating.
Cool, yeah. He apparently has a very fancy drill that you guys need. So
Okay, yeah, Hex is
Okay.
Hex is your advocate.
oh, somebody asked about drills. Will
I
there
was
be
gonna
drills?
say, speaking of drills, we have a
Yeah.
question in chat.
guys.
Will there be drills going around for people to use when we get lag bolts in the ground to set up tents?
Lag bolts. Do we want lag
You
bolts
know
all over?
Yeah, people can use lag bolts. Of course they
Okay.
can.
No, what they're asking is,
Yeah.
there
There
any-
will be, I mean, we use lag bolts on build, so I don't want to say, yeah, there'll be lag bolt drills, but the ease with which you can procure one, it will be varied depending on how busy
And
the person is.
whose drill it is.
Where they, like, it's not like we have like a library of tools, you just walk in and everything's.
But we do have
But
some
there's-
tools.
there's-
Doug,
yeah.
Yeah.
Colin here. So power lead, I'll have drills. I won't lend them out, but I will put your lag bolts in. Just get somebody to come find me.
Okay, there you go.
There's Colin.
I'm easy to find.
Same with,
Yeah, I mean, I second that. Like, we can find someone on DPW to do it for you.
yeah,
Call
like
them
don't go out and
available.
buy drill.
I'm happy to help.
Yeah, I'll have very large drills. I'll be able to put lag bolts in like 2 minutes. So just come find me.
He's missed the lag bolt.
Okay, hey,
And
is there any more questions about arrival or camping tents?
Dude, let's just keep going.
Okay, because I want to bring up, if we can, I want to segue into the fobs. Randy, are you here still?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about the fobs right now? Because so for some people, if you've been with Reverbia before years ago, we didn't have fobs then. We just started doing fobs because one of the things we can do with them is we can communicate like different areas. We can calculate and keep data for certain areas of camp, like how many meals were done each morning, so we know for next year, or how many dinners were gone, or what time of year. Yeah, so it gives us a calculation of data. So anyways, Randy can go over the fobs more.
Yes, when you register, you will receive a little packet, and if everybody can see this, they'll get a fob in it. And they're
Where's Randy?
used
Pin him.
for,
Where's the fob? Let's pin him. Here, let's get him. Are you
Yeah,
showing the
for
fob?
some reason, I'm not showing up.
Pin
I don't know why I'm not
Sure.
expanding
Show your fob again.
right there.
Oh, it's in your Chrome key. It's in your Chrome.
There we
There it
go.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but somehow I'm not taking over the whole screen. I don't know why, but anyway, you will receive a fob. These are used for meals. When you go through the meal line, you'll be asked to. We'll have a reader there that will read the fob. So please always have your fob with you. You'll need it for the meals, for showers. We'll be providing three or four showers. There, Bob, I forget if it's 3 or 4. I think it's 3. We'll have 3 showers, and when you're in the shower, you will swipe your fob, and that will give you 10 seconds of water. And you should be able to take a shower in 6 to 8 swipes. Try to minimize the amount. Doug will talk about the cost of water later, and it's very expensive.
I'll do it right now.
Not only, okay, go ahead.
Right, water is very expensive on Playa, but by us being sustainable, it keeps our camping costs down. You might have noticed that our camping prices, our cost sharing, we call it cost sharing because that's what it truly is a lot less than other camps for what you're getting at Reverbia. I mean, we're offering meals, we have power access, basic power, we've got showers, we've got a sink. Not many people have a sink. And we have water, constant water fill station where you can just keep filling up water. You don't have to bring all your little single plastic water bottles. We have water. And so what were you gonna say? Oh, sorry, I thought you bumped me. So anyways, we have a really good rate. And so one of the ways we keep our rate down is by being a sustainable, which we should be anyways, we're in a desert. But one of the things is it costs us about $1.50 a gallon for water. And it costs us $2 a gallon to get that water removed.
It's not just the price.
So that's $3.50 for every gallon of water we use.
Think about the truck that need to drive it in there and drive it out. Like, it's not just the price for us, it's the cost to the environment.
Yeah. So anyways, we are, as like most Burning Man camps, we are conservation oriented. We are trying to be as sustainable as we possibly can. So that's why our showers, some people don't take showers every day. That's great. You know, you can use your wet ones or whatever. If you don't need a shower, that's great. But if you need one, we have it available, and only about 8 swipes and you can get a complete shower.
Yep.
The
Also,
thing
Doug, sort of
is
follow
to
up, drinking
swipe-
water, there's no limit, correct?
No limit for drinking water. Drink as
I want to
much
make very
water.
clear. We want you all to be very hydrated. So
Yeah, we're not doing sustainability conservation on drinking water. Please drink.
Yeah, the fobs are going to be used for the showers, for the water basins, for brush your teeth, and things like that. You'll be using the fob. The drinking water is just going to be faucet. So you just go with your container and fill it with water.
And yes.
Pardon?
I was gonna say, guess who doesn't get a fob? Anyone who has not paid or anyone who has not signed up for all of their shifts. And there's a lot of flaky people out there who need to pay up. I just want to say that. Okay, keep going, Randy.
Okay. And for this, we haven't done this before, but we're going to use the fobs for the volunteer shifts. So at the beginning of your shift, in the wing, and I should have highlighted that when I had the layout up, but there'll be a fob reader in the bat wing. So beginning of your shift, go and swipe your fob in the bat wing, and then at the end of your shift, come back and swipe the fob. Probably the only exception of that is the MOOP shifts during the day, which are only 1 hour. Probably swipe in at the beginning, and because you're there for a short period of time, you may not need to swipe out of that. But all other shifts, the longer shifts, please swipe in and out. Just let us know what's going on. And if you do, please keep track of your fob. They are hard to replace, but if you do lose them or damage them in any way and they're not reading, come find me and we can replace it.
Okay, is there a question?
Angie has her hand up.
Yes, Angie.
Thanks, Randy.
Thanks, Randy. Angie, you have a
Sure.
question?
Let's unmute.
No, that was the other question. Sorry, it just didn't go down.
Oh, that was the other question. Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm just looking at the chat. Okay, so far, okay, anyone else have a question? I think we've answered all the chat stuff. There was some discussion about, I just told somebody they don't need, like, you don't need like lag bolts if you're in the Quonset. Like, don't everyone run out and buy giant tent stakes for your tent. If you're in the Quonsets, you're very protected.
Hey, Annie had to leave, but can you tell us about, Wendy, will you tell us about protocol at meals and like the dry station, et cetera? Can you talk about
Okay,
that?
since we have, okay, so first of all, when you start your meal, you're gonna eat less than you eat in normal day.
Take what you want, but eat what
Yeah,
you take.
like honestly, people eat like 20% less or something, and they've done studies at the burn because you are so full of spiritual light from the world around you. There's no emotional eating at Burning Man. Maybe that's why. So anyway, take your little plate, eat it. If you want more, come back. We're never going to turn you away from food. Then once you're done, maybe you have a bit left because now you're full and you weren't perfect on your portioning. That's okay. You're human. Maybe actually definitely ask if anyone wants your leftovers, because there's always someone hungry who is wanting to eat everything. You know, with the human vacuum cleaner people, we need to get
Like
them
me.
all the leftovers. Here, take mine, take mine. We're all family, we're all sharing our stuff. Then so now you have nothing left on your pole or plate. Bowls are handier, by the way, just because it's less moving. But anyway, then you go to the wash station where the L&T lovely people will be to guide you. But if they're not there, this is what you do. Your plate is now clean. If for some reason you're a bad person and you
don't say bad person.
on your plate, you scrape that into the into the compost bin provided. There's a camp that collects all our compost. Once that is scraped, now your plate is fairly clean. You can lick that clean. Again, we're all family. We're all just schlepping together in the dust. Lick it clean. I mean, we're not going to make you lick your plate. Like, it's not like we're going to be there with a whip, but just lick your plate. It's a lot better. Now your plate is almost clean. Now you take the water, the soapy water or plain water. It's up to you. The soapy water is like totally diluted Dr. Bronner's that is used for dishwashing. It's very benign. You spray like a couple sprays max.
The pan's not in this.
You're not like spraying until there's a cup of water in there. You're just spraying like a mist. Then you take, this is so important, one paper towel. There's one paper towel. And you take that, it'll probably be brown because we get recycled paper towels. And you wipe your plate. You wipe it all off here. And it's clean. It's clean. It's amazing how much you can clean with no water. Now it's done. Okay, so now if you really want to get like super non-germy, because maybe post-COVID we're all a little scared of germs.
COVID stuff coming around.
There will be another bottle, a different bottle, which will be called Star San. It is an on-contact germ killing, bacteria killing thing that is also edible. So you spray it.
Don't really spray.
Okay, so you spray it once on your bowl and you just let it evaporate. That kills everything. It's used in industrial kitchens and stuff. And it's a magical thing. And then you're done. That's it. You're clean, no germs, all finished. You used one paper towel. And that goes not in the compost, it goes in the garbage, which will be totally self-explanatory when you're at that wash station. That's it. That's all I got.
And it will be Star Sands, not the get out of here spray that
would be
Wendy just sprayed
this
into her
mint
pan.
spray that I just sprayed. So
We've actually adapted this in our RV. It's such a good idea. That's how we clean our dishes in the RV, is this right here, because you don't use water, you don't get all the goop down in your tanks and
And then they
everything.
compost the stuff. But
to let you guys know, a secret about Doug and I is that like we literally don't even wash our plates all burn.
We
We
don't?
don't. We just like it's so dry. You finish your meal and everything just like dries away because by the way, we licked our plate
Yeah.
and we just come for the next meal. Like it's like I know that sounds crusty, but
It is crusty.
wash our plate. But I'm not going to judge anyone who obviously wants to wash their stuff. That's on you. But I'm just saying,
What about the
relax a little.
Can you
with their-
say something about the compost real quick about composting?
Compost is a huge endeavor. That there's a compost camp that takes the whole compost from all the playa, and they collect it and make compost out of it. It's like a women's prison, like gardening program in Nevada. But we have to dry the compost before we take it to them because they've tried it. The first couple of years they did it, they just had like sploosh everywhere on the playa from like oozing broccoli and stuff. So they had to like amend their system. So now we have to dry it. So drying the compost, there's a whole team of like the LNT people are going to be like, that's their full-time job. They're drying all our compost in camp. So that's why we really ask that it's such effort. And then we got to truck it over to compost camp. So in buckets, it's just a lot of
We
stuff.
have a lot of we
Yeah,
because we have 300 people almost at our camp. That's a lot of compost.
So just think about like when you're taking your food at the food station, well, actually it'll be served for you. Just remember, like, if you don't finish that, it's like a hella lot of work for someone to process that, to get it back into the environment in a nice way. So just, yeah, don't take more than you need. And when you have too much in your bowl, just give it to the person next to you who's probably always
And then
hungry.
compost correctly.
And then compost correctly. Well, I mean, you won't be given anything in the kitchen that can't be composted.
Yeah.
So the
And we don't have a, by the way, one of the things that we don't have, we do have a little bag for the extra paper towels, right?
paper towels are not composted because they don't take paper at the compost camp.
So
So we collect that separately. And then at the end of the week, we all take home bags of stuff.
So we don't have a communal trash at our camp.
Well, other than yes, that's true.
We don't have a communal trash. What we have is we have some kitchen trash that's communal, but we don't have, I mean, we don't take personal trash, I should say. We don't have a trash can that's set up for people to come and get rid of your stuff. You know, probably by coming to the burn, if you've been before, you're a veteran, you know this. If you're new, you pack in and pack out your own trash. We do that at Reverbia. We don't take out your trash for you. So we do have collective community trash that's formed by our kitchen, making things, you know, etc. So, and the paper towels that we have. So at the end, we do ask for everybody. It's you saw this when you signed up with Reverbia. Everyone needs to take a trash bag off site. That's the community trash bag. We need to take it off because we do get trash. And usually we've been pretty good about our trash gets off playa. People have been excellent.
Well,
And
it's 2 years they have because Rachel Ann has been cracking the whip.
yeah.
So and let me just see if there's a chat thing. Is there any other questions? Somebody put their hand up.
Anybody have their hand up, want to ask a question? How do
Oh,
they?
yes, you can always come back for seconds and thirds. Yes, yes. And there's 24-hour snacks at the kitchen. So Annie makes like this make your own trail mix buffet that's always there.
There's always food there. She puts out, like, if you like snacks, etc. She puts out a whole snack bar, and then there's a popcorn maker, and there's always sandwiches that you can make sandwiches like peanut butter and jelly or Nutella. She sticks out a lot of stuff like that. So if you come back craving like something just short and quick, or a sandwich or something, there's always food.
Yeah, they're really good.
There's fruits, a lot of fruits out, a lot of nuts.
There's not a lot of fruits out.
There isn't?
No.
Oh, well, there might be this year.
There'd be apples maybe sometimes.
But there's like nuts and pretzels and stuff like that. All right. Is that it on that?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Do we want to go? Is Colin, do you want to?
Questions, like let's put up your hand if you have a question. This is a question thing. This is not a talk about stuff thing.
Any questions?
Questions.
Let's get to Colin. Colin, do you want to talk about how many people are getting power or ordering power? We at Reverbia, we offer basic power if you come in. If you get into a tent Quonset, you set up in there. And by the way, last year we had enough space in every Quonset. Everybody got shade last year. The last 2 years we've had everyone get shade. So we're hoping that everyone will have that same experience.
Yeah, and in every Quonset, there will be a power bar, communal power bar, where you can all take
Let's let
turns
Colin talk
charging your
about that.
devices and stuff.
So,
Colin, go ahead.
Colin, do you want to talk about the
Yeah.
power that's offered?
Yeah, I mean, I think where's that? We have that right up. I think hopefully everyone's got that. We have it like year to year it goes out, but it's pretty straightforward. If you're in like a tent or like essentially not an RV or a structure, there's communal power in each of the Quonsets, meaning it's for charging your phone, it's for charging batteries. It is not for running to your tent. That's not allowed. If you want power to your own tent, you need to pay for it. And then the only other thing really is if you are paying for power, make sure you bring extension cords because we don't supply those. That's probably the only other big thing. So if you 100 feet is what we want people to bring. You may or may not need that much, but if everyone brings 100 feet, then we don't have any problems.
Can they
Yeah.
bring 250s and put them together?
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't have to be 100 foot. It can be 250s. It can be.
Can I just plug
Whatever.
in if I want to the power thing?
Let's roll into camp and
No.
plug in.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. So nobody's allowed to plug their own power into the communal power grid. They have to come see me to get a plug-in.
And that will
And
be
we'll
handled in placement when you're in placement.
basically placement we'll work something out where their placement will probably give you a little tag. And then you come see me and I will plug in your extension cord to our grid. And I do go around and any cords that aren't tagged, I pull them out because we just have too many problems. The grid has to be balanced. It's not just like you can just plug in anywhere. There is some technical
Do you?
reasons to like
This is one of the
we
questions.
basically have to balance the grid so we don't overload breakers and all that kind of stuff. So that's the main reason.
Like if I have AC, if I bring air
Yeah.
conditioning, here's a question.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really put AC in the Quonsets, right? Because how would you set up AC in there? You have to kind of be on the outside of the Quonset, right?
It's pretty tough. I mean, I guess technically if you have one of those little tiny units, you could do it, but like I personally think it's pointless.
If
Yeah,
your
you don't need AC in the Quonsets.
Quonsets are pretty moderate climate, correct?
Well, yeah, because you're in double, triple shade. Like a little fan will be more effective. Like a little fan in your tent will be more effective than air conditioning in the Quonset. Yeah, you don't really need AC in the Quonset.
No. But if you
No.
want AC in your tent, you would have let us know on your registration and we would have placed you accordingly. Like, well, we will have a set spot for you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
almost anyone sorry, Colin, nobody that is in a small tent has ordered AC that I know of.
Okay.
I think, Matt, sorry, go on.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And then for people in RVs, same thing applies. You've got to bring extension cords. Ideally 100 feet. I know they're kind of pricey, but if you just show up with what your RV comes with, which is usually just a little 15 or 20-foot one, you're possibly not going to get power. Like we don't have extension cords for RVs, so if you don't bring it, it's kind of on you.
They want at least,
Yeah.
I think with RVs, the way I place them is I try to get them within 50 feet if possible.
We try to do that, but yeah, like the reason we like want you to bring 100 is because then that way, again, we don't have any problems. If you only bring 50, it probably will be okay, but
it limits where you can be placed. I'm talking in the chat right now about that. If you only have a 50, you can bring it, but it means that you don't have as many options of where you can
yes.
camp.
Yeah.
And you might not be where you want to be.
Yeah. And again, you can loan it out. Like, again, that's why we kind of want, if you have extra ones, please bring them because if somebody ends up short, then you can trade a beer or something for an extension cord. But, and yeah, the grid is up 24/7. Essentially, once the burn starts, there's power available 24/7.
Bob said
when it blows up.
Yeah, Bob mentioned if there's rain or there's something, there might be some shutdowns if something like that happened.
Don't forget that everything can go wrong. And
Yeah,
that-
I mean, sure, of course, yeah. Like our grid is generally very reliable. I mean, of course, there's always the possibility we have some technical problem and it goes down. If it's extremely hot, we do have problems, not with the generators going down, but with the grid just overloading, and we kind of deal with that if it happens. Same thing with rain. In the 10 years I've been going, I think we've only shut the grid down once because of rain. The 1 year it did rain, I wasn't there. But yeah, if there's gonna be rain, we turn the whole thing off because it's just too dangerous. But I mean, if that happens, you don't need your air conditioning if it's raining. What else? I think that's, yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Anyone else have
Thank
any,
you, Colin.
any other questions for Colin?
We love, like, we all forget how important electricity is in our lives until we don't have it. So
And we're very,
it's like the lifeblood
we're
for
very,
system for everything.
Reverbia is very, very fortunate to have Colin came in his first year and started really taking an interest in electricity. He didn't start that way, but he started really getting more and more into it. And by year 3, he was pretty much running our whole electrical grid.
Great man.
Well,
And now
well,
Colin,
I
What?
did power engineering as a career for a
well,
decade.
you did, but still.
Mountain.
I knew
generators.
you as a rocket scientist. Like you liked rocketry when you first came. I remembered that. And I
Well,
go,
there's
yeah.
all, yeah, I'm a pyro. I like blowing shit up and making fires.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why you like brain
So
matter.
anyways, we are very fortunate to have when I used to come to Burn in the old days, they'd have these guys, they'd call them, they were like master distro guys. And there was only a few of them in the whole Burning Man grid, and they'd go to them to get help. We're lucky to have someone that's of that caliber. We have 2 people really of that caliber, Colin and Adam. So we are
Yeah.
super fortunate. Two excellent power grid guys are in our camp to really help us out, to keep us going. And we power other camps around us because of that.
Yeah.
We do. We power both of our neighbors. We're like,
We power almost our entire section.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So we,
thank
like,
you.
in
We're so
total, our power grid is powering how many campers? Probably like 600,
yeah.
Yeah.
maybe.
600
Yeah.
people. And that's why we don't allow personal generators at camp. Like, don't think that,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't order power, but I'll just bring my personal generator. No, because
No.
first of all, it's loud and noisy and
often they reek.
and they reek, and it's way less efficient. Like we rented like supersonic thing that is quieter and is way more efficient, obviously.
You know what's so
Fine.
cool? You know what's so good about our camp? One of the things that, I mean, I had all these pet peeves, and when I got to be a theme camp leader, it's like, then I know, and then people who joined our leadership team, their pet peeves, we all kind of brought our, like, what we wanted to better our community with. And one of the things that we decided long ago that I learned from one of the camps I was in is that people who run generators, it's a very loud camp. And
It's stinky.
and often people don't have their generators or old RVs that they borrowed from Jerry down the street or Luann.
That's us.
And
That's what we do.
and so sometimes they sputter and they just exhaust just is reeking, of carbon monoxide. So we're lucky we have this power grid because it's quiet. Well, you'll see you can camp right next to an RV. It's not going to be loud. It's not going to be nothing's going to happen. It's great.
Yeah.
And so our whole camp, because we're powering our entire grid pretty much, that's how it is all across our neighborhood. So we have a to be on Esplanade like we do, I want to let everyone know here, Burning Man really does. There are people in the Bemorg that really like our camp because we're trying to do live music. It's really hard to do live music on Playa.
Jinx our power.
Just
grid
because
we're
just because of
about it.
well,
we
just
totally
because of the instruments that we have and doing live sound with the type of sound systems we have to have for it, it's easier to do DJ on Playa. That's why the camps do a lot of DJ music because it's much simpler.
And we are not against
Hold
DJ
on.
music.
So love music.
Anti-DAM.
So live music is much more challenging to pull off. And one of the things that happens with live music is you can get drowned out by loud sound systems that are playing that low bass, and they're just pumping it, and you can just get drowned. So what Burning Man has done is they always put us in a grid position where you'll find we don't have DJ camps around us. We're really quiet. To be on Esplanade, that's unusual to have a quiet esplanade, like where you can actually, wow, we can talk and we're not like, my car's not vibrating, our camper's not vibrating with bass. That's Reverbia, and we're on frontage. So it's really special. That's something that a lot of people don't know about Reverbia, is that we're actually a pretty quiet camp for Esplanade.
Wait,
Hey, what are you doing?
that came, you guys, that came on by itself. So sorry.
You're tapping around.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just a couple more comments. So like just one last thing to say about so the generators we rent, they're called prime power generators, meaning they burn far more efficiently and cleaner than anything you'll have in an RV. So not only is it just way quieter, way less pollution and stink, but you'll actually like if you like whatever our power plan prices are, if you were to run your own RV generator, you will spend far more on fuel than what we charge to provide you with power. And also you'll probably destroy your generator because as soon as as soon as your RV generator gets a bit of that playa dust through it, it's toast. And they just don't have the filtering to filter that out of the air. You will destroy your generator if you run it on playa. It's just period. So so it's a pretty big.
And we will have, one of the things that also kind of relates to power is communications. We will have Wi-Fi in our camp this year. We always do. We're trying a mesh system out this mesh system out this year. And but the only thing we ask about Wi-Fi is that we request that you don't do Wi-Fi in the performance spaces. Like we really like that focus. You can do it like in Batwing or other places like that, your tent area. But in our actual performance spaces, when there's bands and such, we want you to we want a good listening audience.
Principle called one of the 10 principles called immediacy, and I think that principle is being grossly eroded every year more than any other because of these damn phones that everyone has. I have like
you're like a Lorax. She's a Lorax, so just be careful.
That you're like watching a guitar player while you're scrolling on your darn texting. Like, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've got another question for Colin in chat.
Yeah.
Is a lightweight
let's stick to questions.
Huh?
Stick to questions.
100-foot 18 gauge cord going to be good enough?
No. Well, it depends. So if you're running just a little fan or battery charging your cell phone, yes, that's fine. If it's for an AC unit, it is absolutely not good enough. You need to have, I'm going to say a minimum 14 is maybe okay. 12 is actually what you need to bring. 18 is way too small. It'll actually melt.
So 12 is more than 18?
It's opposite with electrical gauge. Well, gauge measure. Bigger number is smaller.
Got it. I didn't know that.
Don't ask me why. I didn't invent it. So no, it has to be a 12 gauge, which is probably the only thing most people are going to be able to buy. There is bigger, but they're contractor. You won't find them at a normal store. So yeah, 10 is great. If you bring 10, that's amazing. 12 is ideal. Anything 14, 16, 18 are really too small to run air conditioners. The cords will melt and then you'll have no power.
But if you're just running a fan and charging a phone, it's okay.
That doesn't matter because that's 1 or 2 amps. But then if that's all you're doing, you don't really need to be paying for power. Well, unless you're trying to run it to your tent.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, if you want to run it to your own tent, you've got to pay for it. And then, if you're not running an air conditioner, then you probably fine to bring an 18.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Colin. See, we would not have been able to answer that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Angie still here?
Yes, I'm here.
I think we should we should talk a little bit about maybe camp culture.
By the way, put your hands up at any time, anybody.
Yeah.
Like your little hand icon.
Maybe we can talk a little bit about our Reverbia camp culture, and people will have questions about like who we are and etc. I don't know.
Camp culture. I would say my first year, I didn't really participate. I was shy. I didn't know. I was just like studying, like, what do I do? I feel awkward. Who do I talk to? And so I had a limited experience. I had a lot of fun in the kitchen during my volunteering because you get to know people. So think of it as we are all friendly strangers that are yet to be friends, and you can have some really memorable experiences with the people that you meet. The second year build team, we all worked our butts off. And then I became friends with everyone. And then I had a crew to roll out to go to, listen to music or go sunrise and watch the sun come up and see something cool and eat pizza in the middle of nowhere. So if you are new and you are nervous, that's fine. You can there's so many of us that are friendly and that will hang out, and then maybe we part ways. So like, don't take that personal, but there will be a social board this year that says like, I want to go to the Daft Punk show at the Trash Fence at 6 o'clock if you'd like to go with me. And then you just kind of sign up or go see what other people are doing and hang out. You'll also get some books that at the gate that'll tell you what is going on at different camps. You can wander around and just be embrace immediacy and just figure out, just land where you land. But yeah, and also there's a structure called the Bat Wing. So like when you eat, we all kind of eat as a community underneath the Bat Wing. So you get to talk to lots of people from other places, get to know people. And I've made some really cool friends. Like there's doctors, there's surgeons, there's people that are hiking the PCT that just decided to show up to Burning Man, like all types and all kinds. So embrace this experience. We're all co-creating it together.
And Angie, we're just like all Burning Man, we're a consenting camp.
Yes. Oh, yes. Consent is the 11th principle, which means we don't take pictures of each other without consent. We don't touch each other. If you see somebody that's naked, that is not permission to stare or touch. Everything is consensual, and we are very respectful of each other and each other's bodies.
Yeah, like just because my butt is bare doesn't mean
Because you probably will see naked butts in the way of the shower. It's expected.
Hey.
Yeah.
One of the things at our camp, I just want to just touch because we got so many people here.
So
About.
Okay, so Monica has a question. She can't find her hand. There she is.
I'm here. I don't use Zoom as much, so I couldn't find the hand. I don't know if it's related to this topic, and we might get to it later, but it was just about the production manager schedule and when that would be finalized.
Okay, that's a good question for Claire, our production manager lead from England. Claire.
Hi, Monica. I'm aware of you, and we apologise that we're shifting that around a little bit. It worked a little bit differently this year. So me and Doug are just making sure that we've got the right skill set in the right shifts based on what stage that is, what type of production it is, who we need. But I'm aware of you. I know that you want to be before Wednesday. I know that you put your name. Is this the same Monica?
Yes.
I know of you. I've got your name, and I'm really adhering to the before Wednesday thing. And as far as I'm aware, it's not particularly different from what you put before. We just bumped you up to performance monitor, and at the moment it's kind of in the morning. But me and Doug are having a final meeting about that on Monday, and then we'll get that out. But we apologise. It's just been a bit. There's lots of moving pieces, and artists come in really late, and sometimes they want to do performance managing as well, and obviously they might be part of the band, etc. So we're just trying to tighten that up. But I'm aware of you. Haven't forgotten about you. You are a performance manager, and we'll get that out as soon as we can.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
What's another question?
Yeah, so we've got a question from Audrey. Are there fire extinguishers placed around camp or near electrical boxes?
There are in the kitchen.
We have fire extinguishers.
We have a health code, and the health inspectors come to the kitchen, and we have like things we have to do in the kitchen, and I know we have them there.
I think Bob Zook brings several fire extinguishers.
By the cans, like by the generator.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
all right.
Say yes to that question. Maybe they're Burning Man.
Probably another Colin question of, do you think 800 watts of solar will be enough to run an AC unit for an 18-foot trailer?
Cool. Love solar. Wish we could do it for our camp, but we can't.
I know.
Colin,
do we?
I would know the answer to that. I doubt it. How many batteries do you have? I mean, usually you run them down, you're not going to soak up enough solar to restart the stay on an RV. Depends on your storage capacity for batteries.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Angie, van life.
Van life.
No one can answer these questions.
That's not enough to replenish. You would blow 300 amps in a couple hours and then you wouldn't have enough. So if you're bringing an RV and you need AC, I don't think it's optional. You'd have to be plugged in. It's just the environment is so hot, but there's not enough solar storage to soak up to replenish.
Yeah,
I don't think
the
so.
majority of the power consumed by our camp, I mean, Colin can speak to it, but it's like probably 75% just air conditioners running. Like that's where all our power goes. Like I remember him telling me once, like the stage doesn't even need barely any power. It's like all these huge RVs. It's all the us 1%ers in RVs that are sucking it dry.
Stop. Stop.
Okay.
Stop already. She's passionate.
Hand us one when we get there. No, no, no. They'll be like, no.
Wait, what?
I mean, some people will have a map. And actually, you know what? We could pin one up in the Batwing.
We
We'll do
can
that.
definitely put one up, but I think it's not necessary. It's not, I mean, we're talking about a big camp, but it's not a city. Like you'll be able to find your way around. It really
It'll take you 3 days to figure out the layout of the camp.
No,
it'll take you, and frankly, that's another thing, placement. We're happy to give you a little tour. Like as we're walking around and showing you where you might want to be, we are more than happy to show you where the Batwing is, show you where the kitchen is, show you where the stages are. But really, it's not, having a map will just end up being moot. So it's not necessary.
That person, whoever requested that, you might want to get on your phone, get your mapping, because listen, we are one of 1,400 theme camps. So there's a lot of navigating around Burning Man, and it's about 5 miles from ticketing all the way to the opposite end of the trash fence. It's a big, big event. So they do have maps in the books that you get when you get the guide, the who, what, why, where, when. They have a map in there, I believe.
You're talking about
yeah, yeah, but our camp.
Apply a map is useful. A camp map is not.
No.
Yeah.
We got any more questions, Jason?
No, I think we're good on that so far.
Okay, I want to say something until we get another question that rares up.
What's our cutoff time? We're like 1:30.
Oh no, we can go till what time is it?
Here.
Oh, all right, we'll stop at 1:30.
We're gonna stop at 1:30.
Okay, one of the things that I wanted to say is like our camp, again, we're a very respectful camp. We're a very diverse camp. We are inclusive in every demographic that you can imagine. We have it in our camp generally. And one of the things that I mentioned in the last meeting is when it comes to politics, we have kind of a very diffusive type politics right now. I mean,
diffusive, it's the opposite of that.
No, opposite diffusive. Yeah. What's that? Fusive? Ignitive. Fusive. Fusive. So we try to keep the politics out of our camp. We want you to come. Everyone's paying, really, in all truth. We're all paying to come to a festival to have fun and enjoy and be a part of this amazing experience. We recommend that when you come with your a desire to like get to know people about their families, who they are, where they're from, maybe in that aspect, dance together, go listen to music together, and try to find that synchronicity that is there.
Outside of
the
politics.
Outside of the politics.
Yeah, but we're gonna dictate what people talk about.
No, but we like to keep it, we try to keep it pretty, knowing that we are at a festival and we're all here to just enjoy the experience together. So anyways, also we're not like a messy, we're not like a messy drunk camp. We really aren't. We have said we want people to be responsible when they party. Reverbians can party, but we're very responsible behind that. You'll find that well, I'm sober and Wendy's sober. So when your leadership is that way, maybe it doesn't mean that everyone is that way.
We're just saying, if you want to go get shit-faced, then go somewhere else. That's all we're saying. Or just do it quietly.
Just be responsible. And we do have one of the cool things is we do have some kids this year. And it's great when you have kid energy. I mean, we're not like a day camp. It's not like that. but we have kid energy in our camp some places, and it's good to remember that. So also, is there something else? Oh yeah, we don't allow smoking in camp,
No
correct?
smoking in camp, no vaping in camp. You just gotta go
And take your
away.
little ashtray. You take your
Yes.
little tin can with you to collect your ashes.
Especially no smoking in
One
our
of the
camp
things
space.
is if you do smoke weed, one of the things to be careful of is Nevada is not, I don't think weed is still legal in Nevada, or is it?
And it's
Oh
illegal.
yeah, it's illegal because it's on federal land.
Yes,
So BLM loves to write tickets. I'm being truthful.
they do.
It's weird. The police are actually more mellow at Burning Man. They're pretty mellow. The sheriffs, they don't really stir up trouble. It's really BLM is looking for like to see if you're going more than 10 miles here and more than 5 there. They will ticket you. And they also they will sniff out things. Um, they'll look for excuses to sniff out sometimes. It's usually BLM we find. And so if they smell pot, if there's pot smells, they will, and they're walking by, they'll trace it, they'll follow it. So be very careful when you're smoking weed. Just be selective where you do it at and how you do it, etc. Okay, is there anything else that we should say about?
We'll talk about this in an email, but I wanted to mention it because it's on my mind from the last Zoom. We talked about the showers and the 10 seconds of water and all that, but we didn't talk about the soap, and we don't let people use their fancy bougie soaps I shouldn't say bougie, just fancy soaps. Don't use them in our showers because they're very oily and they clog up the dehydrating systems. So we provide
Dr.
Bronner's. It's totally just like benign soap, organic and biodegradable soap, and that's what we use in our showers. I don't know what people do about their washing their hair.
Bob said you can have some kind of shampoo, right?
Bob said, I wish he was here. So maybe you just don't wash your hair.
No, you do. They can wash their hair, Wendy.
I don't wash my hair, Burning Man.
All right.
I don't wash my plate. I don't wash my hair. I'm not that dirty, you guys.
But not everyone's a hermit like you.
Okay, sounds terrible. Okay, they're catering a wedding, but still listening. Aw. Oh, and since we have time, then I'm going to talk some more on my soapbox about
Wait.
the theme days, the Moo Monday.
Okay.
Wear your moo and Annie's going to have lays. And also Annie, the kitchen Annie, she is a like professional hula dancer. Well, I don't know if it's professional, but she's like really good hula dancer too. So we're hoping we can get some music going for when we're waiting in line. Every theme night, we'd like to have music going while we're waiting in line that's related to the theme of that night. Like on Italian night, have Italian music. And on Latin night, have Latin music.
Yeah,
we're gonna try to do that. Don't hold me to that, but that's something.
And then 2 Tuesday, you like that?
2 Tuesday. Well, that's not related to the kitchen though. That's just Burning Man. This person said that the emails don't use conditioner and rinse into gray water. Shampoo is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what shampoo. I don't know about the shampoo. I'm gonna ask Zook about that because I feel like we've not let people use their shampoos before.
I think he said you can, but you only use a little or something.
Suggest not bringing your shampoo, washing your hair with our soap, the Dr. Bronner's, but
They can't bring shampoo.
Bring your spray-on conditioner and then you're done.
You can bring some shampoo. I'm pretty sure we can use shampoo, but it has to be like biodegradable and something like that.
It's the oils that make it clog up.
Yeah.
It's like the Dr. Bronner stuff is fine, but anything else, no.
Okay. So there's the answer. You can wash your hair with Dr. Bronner's. You can wash your house with Dr. Bronner's. You can wash your dishes with Dr. Bronner's. It is magical.
So we're gonna have like I said earlier, we're gonna have probably 136 hours of live music programming. It's a lot. We really love it. I know there's a lot going on at the Burn, but it'd be great if you could come to some shows because sometimes we get people who camp with us and they're very centric at going out to seeing some of the big, large, like big dance parties and stuff, and that's great. We have nights like that. We're going to be doing. I can announce this. We can't announce our lineup yet, not till Monday, but what we have is we can announce this because Burning Man announced it. We're doing the 50th anniversary of "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. And I've got this all-star band that's going to come and do it. We're going to do it on Thursday night. And right before it, we're going to do a 75 song catalog of some of the big hits from 75 to kind of enter into it. that's not your year, there are some songs that you would like from that year. We're going to try to do Bohemian Rhapsody live with a group. We're going to try to do we're going to do like Kashmir. We're going to have what else are we doing? Shining Star and Fame. We got a pretty cool little lineup of about 10 songs going into Wish You Were Here. And we would just love your support. We would like it in the morning if you or like to get up early. We do Common Side right away at 8:30. That's where you can come and meditate and just kind of stretch and get the day started. And then we have live music yoga in the morning every day at 9:30. And you can tell your friends about it because it's busy. We get about 200, we averaged about 250 people in yoga last year per class. And then we have a dance workshop every day. And this is one thing that a lot of Reverbians in our camp get involved in is the dance workshops.
I thought you said not enough.
No, we get people from our camp like this. It's a good time to meet people from our camp, etc.
So
But
fun. We have a Kaylee again this year.
yeah, we're gonna
Kaylee.
have a Scottish Kaylee on Tuesday
We
with
got the bagpipe guy back, and you guys, Monday night is gonna. Is
no,
he?
no,
Tuesday night.
no, I can't talk about the lineup.
Oh, right. We can't talk about it.
But what we have is we do have like every day we have dancing before noon, and so we do dance workshops to live bands, and often the live bands are creating the music on the spot. They're improvising that music. It's amazing. And then we have a open mic every afternoon. If you're a singer-songwriter here and you want to do some singing, that's what we have for you. And then
Please play your instruments
and then
in camp too.
oh yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing we want to announce here is we don't allow, except for our stages, we don't allow amplified music in our camp. If you have your headphones, you can headphone it, but we don't allow it in camp. If you want to play a live instrument, we do allow that. You're welcome to play live instruments, especially mostly in our public spaces is nice. You can play in the bat wing. Yeah, we like it. Go in the tea house in the day. There's nobody in the tea house in the day. That's a good place to go and play and just to hang out.
Tea house at night, Doug, because
Yeah, I'm getting there. So in the afternoon, we do concerts in the shade. We do a couple acoustics acts. We do a couple bands in the afternoon, get some dancing going. Then we have our main stage at night, and we do a 2-stage format at night. We go from main stage to the Horizon stage back and forth. So there's ongoing music. We've got some great music coming this year. I can't wait to announce someone that is really on the cusp of coming. But then we have at late night, we have the Radiance Dome, which we mentioned, which is a 40-foot LED dome that when you play the music, it creates the patterns and the colors from the music played. It's very psychedelic. And then we have the tea house. And the tea house is absolutely if you come back at camp at night and you just want to unwind before you go to bed, that tea house is the score. We have it's very cozy. We have only acoustic music in there. Singer-songwriters, they're playing. We serve tea.
Herbal
And it's a great find. It's warm. So it's the spot.
Decorated so beautiful.
So come to our spaces and if we get a crowd going, like if we have at least 50 people from our group for any show, it builds a crowd really quick. So we have almost 300 people in our camp. And we are a big camp, but again, we are a very small community.
The tea house is like the little underground club that you stumble into and you're in New York City and it's like the best night of your life. That's the tea house.
I used to go out on the playa and look for places that were these kind of places that were just a find. And you go in and suddenly there's music playing or there's something going on. That's what the tea house for me, I was trying to recreate at our camp, was that kind of a vibe. So
you succeeded. Okay, look, Claire is.
Yes, Claire.
I know I'm asking on behalf of Mary because it's an important question, but do we still need things? It's on the chat, but do we still need things for our camp? She's bringing in a couch, she says.
Oh,
do we still need things brought in? It might be a good time to say about things we need brought in.
We always are looking for carpets for our.
Oh, we need rugs and pillows.
So rugs, yeah. So rugs. So when we say rugs,
not carpets.
Sorry, not carpet. No. Because a rug, so that all the themes are themed up. Yeah, so there's no mooping, so it doesn't unfray.
Carpet unfrays, and it's
yeah.
tough.
So if you have remnants of carpet from your
we can't use
renovating your house, it's gonna just fray everywhere, so we can't use it unfortunately. But if you have some old rug that you're just gonna get rid of,
or you see something at a store, thrift store,
as long as it doesn't have dog pee on it, then yeah, that's great. Bring that, and we will keep it forever. You don't have to bring it home unless you want
just
to.
the rugs and really good cushions.
Yeah, and cushions. Do we want cushions?
Yeah.
Okay, we want cushions, but they got to be playa worthy. They can't be falling apart. They can't be worn thin that they're just gonna start
Fluffing out.
fluffing out everywhere. But we love rugs and pillows, yes. And then we are always short. So think about bringing your camp chairs with you, because we don't have enough communal seating for everybody. So we always like rely on everyone bringing their own chairs. We will try to have more chairs, like more benches this year, but we can't possibly make 300 seating places for people. So I'll bring your camp chair. It'll make your life a lot nicer when you're eating your meals and stuff.
Or just sitting down by your tent.
Floor eating.
Yeah, or sitting
In
by
our
your tent.
communal space. Freshen up the tea house. Okay, rugs and pillows. Yeah, yeah. Claire's also, a lot of our leads do many roles. Claire does decor and stage manager. Carrie's doing building and placement. Doug and I do a little bit of everything. So like we all sort of like merge into each other.
One thing about volunteering service, because this is always comes up, is some people are like, I mean, when you're doing 12 hours of service in our camp, again, that's what we minimally ask of you. You can give more. You can, if you see a need, and Jason can talk about this, if we have shifts by next week that are still uncovered and you want to say, I'd like to do another shift, that's fine. That's great. We welcome that. We have people that are, and if you think that it seems like a lot, 12 hours during the week, it's not really. If you're in a small camp, you're going to be doing a lot more. You're going to be doing way more than that. Probably triple. Our build team works like 7-8 days in a row.
Think of it as work. Think of it as like you're
Yeah,
part of a community.
And it's how you get to meet people too. Your shifts are how you get to meet other people. You get to work side by side service.
Fun times where her shifts in the kitchen.
That shifts are great. That's where you get to know everybody.
I say this at every Zoom, and I'll say it again. Like most people that come back for their second burn, their one thing is, oh, I wasn't integrated enough my first year. I didn't volunteer enough. I didn't feel like I was part of it enough. And that's one thing they really miss when they're first year, because you're hesitant and you're like, you don't feel like you can just jump in and be part of it, but you can and you must, and we'd love you to.
So I want to pitch one thing before we close out, and that's the exit team. We still need a few more for the exit team this year. And that's people who volunteer to stay until Tuesday at sunset. We tear down the entire camp on Sunday. Everybody helps. Light hands make many hands make light work. I'm really tired. Okay, so everybody it's amazing how long it takes to set up the camp comparison to tear down. With the many people working on it, that camp goes down in just a few hours. We have everything packed and it's amazing. Not packed into the containers, but we have everything down and towards the containers packing. It's really the exit team that stays a couple more days after that gets everything into the can that's been packed and been placed over by the can. We put it in, and then we do the final MOOP sweep. And we have like a really nice decompression on Monday night. We have like a meal together and a potluck, and we usually have a fire, and it's really nice. And then you just get to avoid all the traffic. You're going to be sitting in traffic on Monday, so you can look at it that way if you want to stay a little longer, because when we leave on Tuesday, there is no traffic. You drive right off.
Say this about exit team. It is very hard work.
But you get to know everybody.
But you don't have to work at all during burn week.
Yeah.
So everyone else is like, I got to get back for my shift. And you're like, I'm out all night. I don't care. And then you still have to work on Sunday anyway with everyone. So like you're still doing, and then you just rolls into Monday and you just keep going until Tuesday. Like it's hard.
And we do.
I want to emphasize the grit that you need. So you can't be like, you got to be grit. You can't be precious on exit, because we run out of our shelters. So you got to be a little hardcore.
We still have shade from the containers though.
Yeah. So it's a little hardcore, but it's really short, and then it's done. And then you just are so.
And it's satisfying to see like the whole city goes up. It's fun to do build, to watch the city go up. But then in exit, you just watch it completely go to like back to desert.
It becomes very intimate.
It's very zen.
It's like being at the last person in the kitchen at a party, and you just spend all night talking to the host. Like that's what it's like, right? That's a good metaphor. Like that little that beautiful witching hour that's when everyone's gone home and you get to just.
So if you've already signed up, but you were like, you know what, I kind of want to do exit, we would look for someone that wants to do exit with us.
And we're close to begging you to.
And good eyes are good. If you have really good eyesight, it's good because you can see the MOOP easy.
Yeah, we do a lot of moving.
All right, and then what's the final thing? The final thing is we will be having a camp out this year again in Veneta.
food for exit. I'm sorry.
Last thing I want to say. Oh,
What's
what?
the question?
Oh, what?
No, you get food on exit.
We feed you.
Yes, we feed you. And you get water on exit, and you get to stay 2 more extra days on the playa. I'm just saying.
And it is, again, it's zen to see everything go down. And there's nobody in Reno that night. You can always go to Reno and get a place, or you can, their campsites are always available on Tuesday nights.
Yes, but you have to commit to staying to the end. You can't say, I'll come for exit and then be like, you know what? I'm actually going to leave Tuesday morning. No. We need you to stay till the end, which is Tuesday early to late afternoon.
And
So
if you're
Tuesday, like 3, 4 o'clock.
And if you're in a helpful mode, you can stay Monday and avoid traffic Monday, and you can stay in help.
To stay through Monday. You don't have to leave camp if you're not an exit team. If you're going to be there on Monday, you can, but you have to help exit. You can't just be lounging around camp watching 10 people work themselves to death. So
That's not working yourself to death.
oh, no, I know it's not working to death.
We're just
Not at all.
Wendy and I do it every year, so it's okay. All right, the last thing I just want to say, and then we're going to close out. If there's any more questions, is there a question?
Well, no,
I just want to announce that we're going to have a camp out again this year. It's our small community. We have a large camp. So what we've been doing is a smaller version of just getting together. We have just the people supply a workshop. It's great. Our peers create workshops. We have live music. I always get some great musicians that come and play it. We're doing it at a small camp outside of Eugene, Oregon, Camp Serene. And the testimonials are, I don't know why, but it's such a good event. Like everyone walks away from it saying this was like amazing. It's just where we have so many great people in our camp. Okay. All of you are wonderful. We vetted you because we saw something in you and said, we want them in our camp. We would have said no if we didn't want you in our camp.
Getting full, but we do have spots for tents still.
Wait, hold on. I want to finish this
Sorry,
thing.
go.
So that was random. So, we have in this setting of the camp out, you get to meet these amazing people for like 3 days where you actually can have conversations without being distracted, because the playa has a lot of distractions. There's everything going on all the time. It's amazing. But this is like where you get together, you get to know people that you're like, wow, I really got to talk to this person now. The whole weekend, this is wonderful. So just think about the camp out. They're going to be the 3rd week in October. The 3rd week, October 17th through the 20th. And we'll have more information on that. Okay, are we ready to go? Are we ready to sign off?
Yeah, if you want to join Exit, but you are a burner bus person, like you don't have a ride, just email me at reverbialivemusiccamp@gmail.com, because I can ask other Exit people if they can give you a
Yeah,
ride.
sometimes we have people who
Sometimes we have people who have an RV and on the Exit, and they have plenty of room to take all the stragglers with them. But if you don't have a secure ride, it is tricky to stay for Exit. So
Not
just
necessarily.
with me and I'll try to figure it out.
Okay, yeah. We can work out transportation usually.
And then
Last question.
that's it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were talking about the camp out when I said we have extra camp space.
Oh,
But
no, I was talking about
I wasn't listening, sorry. So we have extra camp space for the burn, but not a lot. So we're gonna start kicking people off the list who haven't paid. That's my next thing once we are full, which will happen this week.
We're like close to a waiting list right now. We're right on the cusp of a waiting list for our camp. So if you have anyone that you know that wants to come in still, they need to do it quickly.
Okay, Brooke and Phil, can they talk custom table details? You know what? Talk to Cobalt, because he knows. He builds them out of one sheet of plywood. That's better to talk to than Doug. Doug won't have.
Well, I'm not actually the one that's wanting those tables, so.
I know, but you don't know how they
But
design.
Megan does. Megan knows the designs.
Cobalt built them.
But we're doing a different table design.
Okay, then just email Doug. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And so he knows how to do it. He just needs the green light.
Okay, yes, green light.
What's his budget?
I'll call you, Phil.
We need to talk budget.
I'll call you.
We can't just throw
I'll
money
call you.
around. Okay.
Let's sign off. That's good. All right, well, we
Okay,
thank you all for coming to the meeting today.
Thank you,
Coming up next is area Zoom meetings. If you're in kitchen, they'll have a Zoom meeting. Programming will have a Zoom meeting, so you can kind of know what to do in your shifts. And I think L&T is going to have a meeting together, and also placement will. So,
The team will not have a Zoom meeting.
well, I think we should.
We never do it. with
Okay, we
meeting.
never do.
We
All
don't
right,
need it.
never mind.
I send out emails and it's easy.
Okay.
But
And-
yes, we love
And that's it. So thanks everyone for coming to the meeting today. We look forward to seeing you on Playa. Can't wait to have you there. Monday night, we have an all camp meeting where we get together and get to meet everybody and say hi.
Yeah.
Some will be wearing muumuus, some of us won't.
I picture this year of us all in our movies. I'm getting.
All right, so we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Randy,
Welcome to Reverbia.
thank you, Randy. You stay on, and Jason's recording. Jason, you can quit recording.
Yeah, I'll give it a second here and stop it.
But the leads can stay on if anyone.
And if
wants to
someone has
do
a
it.
question, they really want to talk intensely, we can talk.